Hey guys, so I've been real busy with the kids home for summer, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to do a whole lot of building, but today I got a little bit of time and I'm going to take advantage of that time. So I'm going to continue working on my 2 bedroom Honda Element camper, and I know you're thinking 2 bedrooms in this little sucker. Where's that going to come from? But today we're going to give it a shot. Oh, good Lord. If you remember, I sold my Sienna recently and I just threw all the junk from the Sienna in here, so I need to clean up before we start the build. So I cleared it out, and no, I didn't actually clean up. I just moved the mess somewhere else. But now I can get started. So the idea is what I want to do is I want to leverage these 2 chairs as beds. I know people don't always like to do that, but in this build I'm going to do that. So I'm going to leave the benches as it is, and I'm going to leverage them as beds. All right, and if you're not familiar with Honda Elements, they have this really nice feature where you could lay it flat. Actually, you got to take off this headrest. You could lay that flat, and you could lay this seat flat, and you have a semi bed already. And what you do is you kind of pull the seat back, and if you look at it, you almost have a bed right here. It's just a little short, so we're going to do a little bit of work to make it a little bit longer. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to extend this back. And the reason why we're able to extend that back and still be okay is because when you lay down, there's actually no weight that goes right here. You can see that there's no weight that actually goes right there. And looking from the backside, you can see there's still plenty of room for me to go here. I could go a little bit higher, with this headrest, but this will give just enough space for one person. Um, and we're going to build a bed, and I use build loosely because I don't need to build. I just need to fill up this hole because there's a little gap right there, and I don't want to be uncomfortable. I have a bad back as it is, so we're gonna try to flatten that out a little bit, and then we'll put a mattress on top of it. All right. So what I got is some old small pillowcases, and it's gonna fit here in this gap. And what I have here is beanbag stuffing, beanbag filler. I've never tried this before, but we'll give it a shot. The zipper's broken, so make my own zipper, I guess. Nothing a twisty tie couldn't solve. There we go. Oops. Whoa. Making a mess already. All right. So what I'm going to do is going to fill in some of this filler, and I'm going to try not to make a mess. Oh, trying is the operative word. Oh man. All right. Gotta clean up this mess, and then we'll, we'll measure to see how well this fits. And the reason why I want to use a beanbag filler is that you can see the shape is a little bit unusual. And I wanted something that would form fit better than just putting a foam piece or something. Let's see. So if I have this pillow, oh boy, I need a lot more than what I have. So but basically, you can see it's going to fit around the buckle that's right there and just fill in that gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably put 2x what I have in there, and then we'll try it again. All right, so now I got this loosely filled, and you can feel it, that it fills up that gap really well. Okay, so let's try the bed mattress. Didn't work exactly the way I was thinking, but I was thinking this would be a pillow, but it's a little bit looser than I thought. But you could roll it up and it could still be a little travel pillow like that. So that's the idea. When I'm traveling, this would just be a travel pillow. But when I'm in sleeping mode, it would be a gap filler like that. All right, so let's get the mattress in. Okay, so for the mattress, I have this, I think it was a 4-inch mattress. Oh yeah, here it is. It's 75 by 25 by 4 inches. I'll leave a link in the description for this if you're interested in this mattress, but that's just gonna go right across and fit like that. All right. And you can see it's important that you get the 25, 24-inch because that's all the width you have. You do not want a wider mattress. Okay, so here's a look from the back side. And see, you just crawl in and you could lay down. And it actually feels pretty good. All right. Remember that gap in the middle? It's actually kind of non-issue. All right, now looking down, you can see it does have to curve in to go around my my center armrest refrigerator, but that's okay. Let's close the door and take a look at what it looks like. All right, so that's with the door closed. I think it looks pretty good. So what we need to do now is we need to make another bed, similar thing on this side. All right, I don't have matching pillowcases. My wife is not going to be happy with me for taking these things, but hopefully I'll find a more hopefully I'll find a more rugged pillowcase in the future, and she could have these back. All right, same thing. It'll just fit like that, and it'll fit over that buckle, real nice and neat. Let's get the second mattress in. All right, ideally I would have two of these mattresses, but I don't. I only have one, but I do have my old exercise mattress, and that we're just gonna put right across. Same way. So the idea is that you would climb in through these doors, climb into your bed, and then you would sleep on this side. But now, remember, this is a 2-room, not a 2-person sleeper. This is a 2-room. So I need to make a divider here because, when you're this close and you're sleeping with somebody who's not really your couple, is not your wife or anything like that, you don't want to touch anybody. So and you want some privacy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a divider and make it 2 rooms. So for that center wall, what I'm going to use is this board right here. I'm not sure what kind of board it is. It's some kind of compressed board. It's not wood, but it's not thick, but it's not too thin, which is also important. All right, so that's the idea, that I would have this partition between the two. And here's with one bed down, you could see it. Of course, I'm going to have to trim this down first. And then I'm going to trim the pieces. And then we'll have some curtains in the middle to divide both of them. So let's cut this down. Can't cut this straight up because there's a bit of an angle here. My car, you can see, and it'll be a little bit more narrow over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably mark it something right here to cut straight up. And then from here, I'm going to need a little bit of a gap. So I'm going to, because I have some electronic stuff there, I want to be able to access my switches. So I'm going to go around right there, and then we'll cut it down right there. Let's trim it down. All right, so let's slide this in and see if everything fits the way I hope it would. Okay, looks like a good fit, good height. Here's the right side, and here's the angle. And it looks like I'll be able to close my lift gate. So let's give that a shot. Great, it would suck if it didn't close, but it does close. That's a good thing. Now for your wood divider here, you got to make sure that it's not too thick because it's just wedged between the two chairs, and you can't make it too thin either or else it won't hold its shape very well. So this actually turned out really well and it's going to work great. And here you could see why I chose to make the power box and everything really flat so that I could still use the chairs and fold it down, and I could still access my kitchen kit and all that stuff even when I'm in bed mode. So that was very important that I made everything short and I could open the chairs all the way down. Sorry for the voiceovers, but I forgot to turn on my mic. But what we're going to do now is we're going to set up the two beds. So let's get that going. Gonna put down the pillows on both sides, real nice and easy. We're gonna get in the left side bed. This is the thinner mattress. This actually, I think, works a little bit better because it's easier to handle than the right side, which is a little bit thicker. This is the modified exercise mat that I did. I bought an exercise mat and I stuffed it a little bit extra just to make it a little bit softer. Of course, no one's going to complain about a thicker, softer mattress on this side too. This one's a little bit more plush, but you know, you're sitting on a soft chair underneath, so it's not too hard anyway. So I think they're both going to work out great. Next up, we need to do a curtain rod, and I need a long curtain rod to go the whole way so that I could offer privacy to both people. And what I'm going to use is this little latch right here. I'm going to use some Velcro and put the Velcro on over it. All right, just like that, and that should hold on this end. So let's go to the other end. On this end, I have this cubby hole, and this cubby hole opens when you push this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that rod inside that cubby hole, and that will hold this end real nicely. And that's the way it'll look going on to the other end. Here's a look from the other side. So I got some old curtains from my old Sienna build, just some leftover scrap curtains, and I'm going to just thread it through, and I'm going to push it down in, and then after that, well, got to make sure everything's still hanging, of course, but I'm going to need two of these, not just one. All right, now we got to put in that other one. It's going to have two. All right, looks pretty good. Spreads out pretty well. It's going to give some good divider between the two people, and it extends pretty much the whole way. Here's a look from the inside when I'm laying down. Here's my feet. There's the curtains, and can't see the other person. And when you want to get off, you could go over here. You could still come around and grab something from the refrigerator, and you still won't see the other person. So next up, I need to trim this down because it's way too long. I don't want to roll over and yank down the whole curtains. So I found some other curtains in my junk drawer, and these were already cut down, and they're white. So I think it looks a little brighter and, you know, a little bit less crowded when it's white. So I think this will work much better. And there's a look at the two sides. I think it looks good. All right, so I found some white sheets that I cut down, and I thought white would look a little bit better since it's a little bit brighter. That's the way it looks. Let's climb in. So the idea is you would climb in here through the passenger side. Yeah, crawl in, uh, get settled down, and then you got your privacy. Look over, can't see the other person unless you look over there. And of course, if you want to see the other person, you could pull the shades. There you go. And here you could keep your personal bag, change of clothes, or whatever you want to have right there. You'll be fine with that. Just slide over, sit here, and you would just kind of sit right here, on the back rest, and then get your personal items and get yourself ready for the morning. And you still don't need to see that other person yet. Let's take a look at him. All right, I'm going to climb in on this side, and we're not going to take a look at that other guy because I don't like him. But it's basically the same thing. You can sit down right here on the backrest. Uh, you have your bags here, put your bags up on the counter or whatever, and you're going to have some privacy without dealing with that guy over there. It looks like it's millet time and then nap time.